welcome back to another episode of On the Bright Side. I'm your host, Caroline Tusko. I'm with my best friend, Kiki, today.
Hello.
Kiki has been on the podcast before, but before we get started today, can you tell we've upped On the Bright Side for 2025? We are officially in a studio, and I am so excited. And you guys loved the episode with Kiki. I think we did that like 2 years ago.
I think it was one of your earliest episodes.
Yeah, it was like maybe episode 2 or 3.
It was filmed in your bedroom.
And today is episode 50. So we are here, and I am so excited for today's episode. And I know today's episode is going to be very humor-filled because between the two of us,
it's a lot in the best way.
Nothing is real. So everyone kind of has their safe person, and Kiki is like my safe person. She's giving safe. Have I started giving safe to you, right?
Yes. And I also find that to be the biggest compliment ever. And I feel like you're the only person in my life that like consistently uses giving safe. And I've learned with Caroline, that means you've made it in her book.
Yeah. Like if you are giving safe, that's one of my Hinge prompts. Are you giving safe? And guys are like, what the hell does that mean? But giving safe, my friend Brooke brought it up. And it's like when a mother would like tuck you into bed. You know who's giving safe? Steven from Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, he's so safe.
He's so safe. Like he would tuck you into bed and give you a kiss on the forehead.
Oh, yeah. Like if anything went wrong, I would want Steven holding my hand through it.
But who's not safe? Who do you think's not safe? Don't say what you...
Okay, wait. I need a thing.
My person that's not safe is like John Summit. Because he's like too crazy for me. He's just like
I see that.
He's just like he wouldn't tuck you into bed. He would give you a beer.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Like Morgan Wallen isn't safe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he's like spooky.
Like I wouldn't go out with Morgan Wallen. No, not. I wouldn't ever party or hang out with Morgan Wallen because I feel like if something went wrong, like
he would be able to help.
He would be the reason it went wrong.
Yeah, he would be like, you know who. So, anyways, today it's about anxiety, and in my book, anxiety is a disease, and we're getting well soon. Like, I feel like that's how our friendship kind of started.
Yeah. No, I feel like it's how we really bonded together.
Yeah. So me and Kiki, we went to New York City. Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Okay, so we went to New York City to do like a content day. Kiki always comes with me. Like she went to New York Fashion Week with me. She's just like if I have a plus one, it's Kiki.
Okay.
So we were in New York City. We were like literally just going to see her brother, going to do Christmas stuff, whatever. Like you would have thought we were going to war, like hyperventilating. And I text Kiki that morning and I'm like, Kiki, I'm like about to throw up in the shower. And then we get on.
Well, good thing we balance each other because I felt like the universe knew you were doing really bad. So I woke up like weirdly like zen.
Yeah.
And that's like not normal for me because I low-key hate New York City on the low.
Yeah.
I love it. I love New York City and I love the shopping and I love doing things there. But it is probably
It's not safe. It's not giving safe.
It's giving John Summit.
Yeah. New York City is giving John Summit, but like by the time we left, I was like, wait, I kind of want to live here.
Yeah, wait, no. That trip shifted how I feel about New York City.
Because we understood the subway by the end.
Yeah, like I was like, wait, are we local?
Did you see the video of Chris Olsen?
No.
He was getting chased by a knife on the subway, and a fan goes, Chris Olsen, and he goes, not right now. And then he posted a video, and he's like, hey, I'm so sorry, you just like caught me at my worst. And he's like, let's get lunch, XX.
Chris Olsen is giving safe.
He's so safe. Anyways, so we're on the train. Like, this is prescribed, by the way, but we have our Xanax. I have saltines. She has rubber bands, fidget spinners. Like, we were prepared. But I feel like we have like our toolbox now, but we did not always have like our toolbox of like coping mechanisms.
No.
You know,
when you've been anxious your whole life, I feel like over time you start learning the things that work. So now I just always bring my purse packed full of every possible what if.
Yeah. Because that's how our minds work. Like, what if? And today's episode is kind of like, it's more of us just yapping, but it's also going to be very relatable because, like, me and Kiki, we get it. And so I know there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, wait, what? Like, they get it. You know, like, it's just like, it's real today. But to find all like these coping tools and whatever, like, obviously a lot of therapy and going through therapy, but I actually hated therapy at first, and it took like time to find like a therapist I loved. I went to University of New Hampshire, and I called Kiki. I was like, Kiki, I hate it here. I was hysterically crying because I was homesick freshman year. And I went to like the emergency therapy place there. And they were like, honey, you need to go home. I was like,
They didn't get it.
I was like, I'm trying to stay. And they were like, honey, go home. Like, get the next train out of here.
Like, don't get me wrong. There are many times where you should just run for the hills if something is really off-putting you. But UNH was Caroline's place. Like, she was meant to be there. Yeah. And I was trying to convince her of that.
Can you imagine if I ran for the hills?
Like, oh, I'm so happy you didn't. You called me every day saying you were going to transfer. And usually I'm the first person to be like, yeah, Caroline, get out of there. But I feel like in this case, it was one of those things where you like really learn to cope through it. And I think that made you better off. Like, that's literally why we're sitting here.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine if I didn't have the friends, because I'm like closest with them, my college friends and you. So like, imagine if I didn't.
And like, to think that you almost literally fled the University of New Hampshire is absolutely wild.
Me and Kiki and a couple other girls, we were going to Florida, and we both had travel anxiety. I got it a little more, had it a little extra before.
I feel like we have quote unquote travel anxiety, but it's funny because it's like opposite fonts. Like, I feel like, she gets anxious. Don't let me speak for you.
You speak for
Interrupt me.
Speak for me.
I feel like you get anxious, like new places, not feeling like comfortable in the environment once you get there.
Yours is the travel itself.
Yes. And mine, I would argue, almost is just like claustrophobia almost.
Yeah, like you're trapped.
I don't like vehicles.
Yeah, you don't like restaurants. Because she doesn't. I'll have the bill, please.
No, yeah. Honestly, it's funny because I feel like I've been anxious my whole entire life. And I feel like as a kid, it was a lot of just like worrying about whatever. And then as I've gotten older, even up till now, mine is constantly changing and morphing, which I think is nice in the sense that I conquer a lot of my anxieties, but I think it's frustrating in the sense that as soon as I conquer one, I feel like my brain comes up with something else. So like the restaurant thing doesn't really bother me anymore. Like, I like going out to eat now, but now I used to love airplanes. My brain's recent hyperfixation is airplanes. And I'm like, wait, why have I not been scared of these my entire life? Which does not make sense because I used to literally get so excited to fly.
Yeah. the EMT.
Oh yeah. Guys, I
like, this is I wasn't even there.
Yeah, there was an EMT involved in one of my flights in the last
2 years?
2 or 3 years. 2.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Okay.
But yeah, like I had to get seen. I was unwell. But it goes to show, I feel like my anxiety, and I feel like a lot of people relate on this, is it manifests very physical. So I get a lot of physical symptoms when I don't feel safe
like nauseous.
Or comfortable.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like that feeling of being trapped. And it can be like a metaphorical trapped, or if literally my body is physically trapped like on an airplane. Yeah. But I get like physical manifestations of what my brain is feeling. Right. So I'll get the sweats, the heart rate. My heart goes absolutely crazy.
No, like, and I'm about to shit my pants.
Yes.
Like,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I feel like that kind of makes it harder than just like worrying because you unfortunately have to deal with the physical symptoms, you know?
So when me and Kiki, we go a lot of places together. So like Kiki's is getting there. So we were in Canada and Kiki got there and then she's like, okay, I'm fine. The second I get there, I'm like, like, when are we leaving?
Like, I'm coaching her through it.
And I'm coaching you before it.
But then on the way home, like even the way home from vacation, that is like Caroline's like safest point in her travel. She's like,
I did it.
Oh, I had fun. I made it. Success. Meanwhile, I'm on the way home like, I have to sit in this car for another 7 hours. And I think I also just get a little bit nauseous from like cars and trains and whatever. So I think that mixed with the feeling of being trapped, no good.
Yeah, no. So we were going to Florida this one time, and me and Keeks, we were like a little nervous the night before, and Kiki pulls out her anxiety book, and my mom like will still talk about it to this day. She goes, "How precious!" I feel like Florida was a very safe trip.
Oh my God, that was like my favorite.
The definition of giving safe, and I feel like people really make or break a safe place.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I feel like for me, half of the battle is just the people I'm around.
Yeah, and getting rid of the people who make your anxiety worse and who don't get it.
Right, right. Nothing is more comforting than someone just telling you, like, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Like, that's my love language. Is someone saying they don't care about me tweaking out.
No, right. Like, when we were on the way home from Canada and I almost had to leave, Jackie was like, okay, like, let's go. And I was like, okay, wait, like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like...
It's just knowing that, like, if the worst happened,
no one would be mad.
No one would be mad.
No. And that's, like, a true friendship, because I've seen other friendships.
I'm sorry, but I haven't had personal experience with this because I just find it absolutely crazy, but Caroline has definitely had experiences with people who don't get it. No. And I don't understand how someone struggling with something that they can't control is a reason to ever be upset at them. That's just not fair to me.
No.
Personal opinion. Peace and love.
But yeah, you would tell me to like drop very specific people. You'd be like, done. Get them out. You'd be like, they don't get it. Out.
It's funny. I feel like it's so exhausting to keep people like that around. I feel like you also just like didn't have a good like grasp on like judging people's character. I feel like you are such a rose-colored glasses kind of person.
What does that mean?
Like you just see the best in everyone and everything, even if it was like literally screaming in your face that it was bad for you, you would be like, oh, but like there's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Like yesterday.
Yeah.
Like literally yesterday.
No, like that literally just happened. But I've never outright had someone like be mad at me or like make me feel a certain way, and I feel like a lot of people do, and that just makes me really sad.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes there's no way to make it better either. Like some people just aren't going to understand. I have this one friend at school. She is a saint. She's never had anxiety, no mental health issues. She's just walking on sunshine. And she will do her best to understand me in every single situation. I'll be like, what do you need? Like, you don't have to have anxiety or a mental health issue to understand it.
No, not at all.
And also, like, a cheese platter doesn't fix everything.
A cheese platter does not fix anything. Gifting someone a cheese platter does not take away the fact that you treated them terrible. Enough said. But I've had so many friends that literally couldn't remotely relate to me, but it's all about empathy. Really, I've gone through a lot, but I've also not gone through a lot. And there's things I will never understand, but I can still feel for people that do.
Yeah. And I think it's also like what I've grown to learn over because I've had anxiety OCD since middle school, like diagnosed. And I think what I've learned the most is I can really step into other people's shoes a lot more because I always think like, what if it's OCD? You know? So like, I'm like, well, why is that girl doing that? Well, maybe it's OCD.
Right. And a lot of times when someone's doing something that you feel is like odd or doesn't really make sense, my mind also immediately goes to just like, okay, there's probably a reason. Like when I'm trembling and feel nauseous, I'm sure people are like, why?
Yeah.
But my thing is like, this kind of circles back to the whole, like, I don't understand how people get mad, because if I could choose, do you really think I'd want to be trembling and nauseous?
Right.
People don't choose things like that.
Like how
for
they
themselves.
physically feel. How they physically feel.
Right. Like if I could choose, I would be in Fiji sipping on a margarita
And being
with
relaxed
my
doing
friends.
it. Not feeling like I'm
Yeah.
existing in war.
Yeah. So
Like, I cannot wait for the day personally where I can go on a vacation and just actually, like, be excited for it. You know? Like,
Yeah.
not have, like, most people would be excited going to, like, when we went to Florida. I was, like, so nervous leading up to it.
yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is. The whole time I was in Florida last month, I couldn't even be in the present moment because I was so worried about the flight home.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't want your memories and vacations to be tainted by that. But it's also kind of just about riding the wave and not feeling too bad about it.
Right. Because I feel like me and you have done a very good job of, like, okay, anxiety's in the way, but it's not winning.
Yeah.
Like, it's there, but it's, like, in the backseat sitting.
It's not going to be the main character.
No. Like, I'm the main character.
We are the main
character.
characters.
Did you see the Jake Shane thing? And Julia was like, "You're a narcissist," and he was like, "Well, duh." Like,
I'm obsessed with him. I'm literally obsessed with him.
Another, like, what else do I have anxiety? Oh, well, like men.
Can we please unpack your love life?
Should we? Like, what should we talk about? I feel like they've heard these stories. Like, I've told them about when I threw up, when I kissed the one guy. That's like all she wrote.
Tell them about us staying with my brother.
Oh, this has nothing to do with men. Okay, so me and Kiki, we were staying with her brother in New York, and he was sleeping on the couch, and he let us sleep in his bed. And it has, like, weird heat.
Yeah, his apartment gets, like, really overheated.
Yeah. And so the window was, like, open, and there was no screen, and we're going to bed, and I'm like, Kiki, like, I'm going to fall out the window. Like, Kiki, what if I wake up on the ground? Like, Kiki, what if not only I wake up, like, I don't wake up?
And it was trash day, so she would have rolled into the garbage can.
I would have died a horrible death.
And
The trashiest one.
I would have had to wake up to it.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Do you have a list of people who can't come to your funeral?
We can't talk.
Why? Just say yes or no.
Like a mental list.
I have, like, it written on notes.
Oh.
Like,
Well, I'll be your bouncer.
yeah. I think that's, like, safe. That's
safe.
giving safe.
That is giving safe.
But yeah, anyway, we were at her brother's house, and so I made Kiki switch with me because I was like, I'm not falling out this window.
And she didn't want her stuffed animal to go either.
No, like, that would have been tragic. What the heck?
Yeah, not Pugsy.
That's not his name. When I've talked to guys, though, I've always sent them a picture of the dog. And that's how I know if they're giving safe or not.
Guys, let us know. Do you let the men you're talking to know about your stuffed animals?
Do you let them know about your anxiety?
Oh,
That's better.
deep.
That's better for today.
Oh, that's deep.
Like, I feel like I have, like, a checklist of everything I have to tell a guy, like, by a certain time. And that's, like, awful of me. Like, that's where I go wrong.
But that's good.
No, it's not.
No, but we're open books.
No, we're, like, born open books. But, like,
But also, like, I'll validate you 100%.
yeah, like, I could do anything, and you'd be like, yes, queen. But, like, no. I was talking to this guy this summer, and he said, like, the first 3 times, you've talked about your anxiety a lot. And this was a different guy. So I didn't answer him because I was like, wait, like, anxiety is a part of me. Like, me and anxiety are best friends. Like, we go together. So, like, if you make fun of anxiety, like, I'm running away. You're not safe.
You're not safe. Also, it's just something you go through. And if they're not going to support you when they, like...
I'm like, I don't even know you, you Hinge user 1489. This wasn't the one I hung out with. This was just
also,
like...
if the word anxiety scares him, what's going to happen when you throw up?
Yeah, like, what happens when I'm, like, hyperventilating at the wedding? Like, shit. Then what?
God, my wedding day is going to be so stressful.
Mine is going to be a disaster. I feel like you're going to have to, like, get all the bridesmaids in check.
No, I know. I literally always say, I'm like, I need safe bridesmaids.
Oh yeah. Like obviously mine will be safe, but you're like as like this is like my unofficial, like you're the maid of honor, obviously.
Duh.
Duh. But like my husband's gonna need to know the day I'm going to have cold feet. Like I'm going to probably be throwing up, and that's just like normal. He's gonna have to like understand it.
Yeah, like I'm going to be claustrophobic because now I'm trapped forever. Now there's no exit. Shit.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like that's why I can't get a tattoo. Because I'm like, it's on my body forever.
Caroline,
What?
I have been wanting a tattoo so bad, and I've probably been talking about it the past 2 years. A very small tattoo. I know what I want. I know where I want it.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's nowhere crazy. I am so afraid that I'm going to get claustrophobic of the tattoo.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, they're like, you can get it off. I'm like, but you can't.
But you can't.
I'm like, you see, like, it looks like you have a black and blue on your body.
And it's not like I wouldn't like it. Like, I've known what I wanted. It's tiny. It's, like, hidden.
Yeah.
But my brain convinces me that it's going to feel like the airplane.
No, I know. Do you think Post Malone is nervous? Like, that is face.
I feel like he gets nervous, but his way of coping is just adding more.
Okay, yeah. I think he gives, like, a weird way of safe.
Safe.
Like, he's not safe, but he's safe.
I feel like he's safe because he's gone through things.
Yeah, he gets it.
He gets it. He's an empath.
Yeah. Yeah, Post Malone is an empath.
Post Malone is an empath. You heard it here first.
Yeah. And I guess we're, like, kind of switching this. It's not about anxiety anymore. It's about, like, being safe or not. What's on a list of a guy being safe and what's not on a list? Like, what is the like...
You go first.
Okay. Not giving safe if... Oh, he types in lowercase.
Yeah.
Ick.
Absolutely.
That's like an automatic no.
No.
Lowercase, I'm out. It's like giving F-boy.
No, that's valid.
I
I
just
feel
don't
like
want it.
we should have left that in like 2016.
I agree. So like now, like if you're typing on lowercase, like you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
I cannot, like it doesn't give me, nothing gives me more of an ick. The fact that you changed your lowercase, your keyboard to lowercase.
Yeah.
Like you went into your settings and went the extra mile.
Yeah. That is pretty bad.
It was like an aesthetic before, but now it's just spooky.
It is spooky.
Like I don't want a part of it. Ick.
Giving safe, holding your bags, luggage, anything. I
Okay.
feel like if you have a guy,
I feel like that's common decency.
yeah, within like a 3-foot radius and you're holding anything over 5 pounds, I feel like the guy should offer to hold.
You know what a guy said to me? I was carrying 2 big trays of Chipotle catering for the night of the election. And I opened the door. I have 2. Like, I am holding it like God knows what. I can barely open the door. And he goes, ma'am? I go, yeah. He goes, that looks heavy.
Yeah, it does look heavy, so hold it.
I go, yeah, sir, it does. As I'm like trembling and shaking and trying to put the dang thing in the car.
Giving safe, he likes your friends.
Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough. If a man is telling you that all of your friends are a problem or that you should leave them or anything along those lines.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Then he's done.
No, he's done for.
That's not safe.
No.
My current boyfriend now, I always say this. My favorite thing about him is he loves and takes care of my friends just as much as me.
Oh, yeah. We were at the bar this weekend for New Year's Eve. Boyfriend knows that we hate throw up. Like, we are those people who can't see it, can't smell it, like, blah, 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 blah. Can't hear it. That's the main
Emphasis on the smell for me.
one. Oh, I'm just, like, thinking about it. I can't. And we were at the bar, and he whispers into our ears, and he was like, girls, like, I know this scares you, but a girl is throwing up on the table next to you. And we're like, we have to go.
He's like escorting us away from the throw up,
Oh
and
my
that's
gosh.
giving safe.
And what also was giving us safe is when we told the people who were about to sit there that the girl just vommed all over.
I said don't walk over there.
She started her 25 out horribly.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for her.
Girl, I hope you're doing okay. We're thinking of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at least she made out with him first.
Yeah. No, she did. She got her New Year's kiss, and that's what matters.
That was literally like me with my first kiss. Kiss, threw up.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's doing.
I wonder how he's doing too.
I'm frightened. But going back to the friends thing, yeah, I totally agree, because there would be guys and it was just like, I feel like also their friends, who they're friends with, say a lot about them.
Well, they say you're a combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if your man hangs out with red flags,
Not that I have a man, but like,
he's at least an orange flag.
yeah, because like it's coming from somewhere. He thinks
At minimum.
He thinks these people are funny for some reason.
Yeah.
Like he's with them for some reason. You know.
Real.
Like the bar used to be on like the first episode we did. We were talking about like standards a little bit, me and you. The bar for me was like before Satan was sitting in hell on it, but now it's like, it's good.
Yeah.
I think my bar's pretty good now.
Wait, can we say like the 3 most important traits
In a guy?
in a guy?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
You've been waiting for this moment. Go.
Empathy.
Okay.
We've talked a lot about that today. Nurturing. Like, I feel like whenever a guy gives the vibe that he would be a good dad.
Yeah, like a good girl dad.
Yeah.
You know who gives safe? Jimmy Fallon.
And The Rock.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And
What's your third?
probably just like fun.
Fun. Yeah.
I like an adventure, someone who wants to do things like
yeah.
play Legos with me or go get dinner
Okay.
or do something fun.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good ones. Mine's driven. Like, I hate lazy people. Like, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, hate it.
I feel like it's also kind of unattractive.
It's really unattractive. I'm like, what do you do besides go to the bar?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad you know how to order a drink, but like, do you know how to do anything else?
Right.
That was so rude. Like, so rude.
Well, I feel like especially as we get older, it's kind of like we're starting to think about the future, which is like scary, but also like,
Yeah.
you don't, I hate to say it, I feel like we're at the age where it's not worth wasting our time anymore. And
No.
we're still very young and we're still allowed to date and whatever. But you have to kind of have in the back of your mind, like, could I see this man sticking around?
Right. Like, I'm not just going to date like for fun. I feel like we're too old for that now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've I would have just not that I've dated. Shit. But but like I feel like I could never just like date a guy because he's funny. Like, you know, like I need to see something down the line.
Right.
You know, like if not, I just walk away. I get the ick.
You don't want to be setting yourself up for a future where you are mothering your children and the man you're with.
Yeah. He also has to be funny.
Yeah.
Like if he's not
absolutely.
laughing at my joke, if he's not laughing at Hot Seat, I'm out.
Facts. But definitely, I still want to be the funny one.
Yeah, but like funny together.
Yeah.
Funny haha.
Yeah, like bada bing, bada boom. Let's crack up and go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it's on my husband's list, but he needs to just be like, understand.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, wait. I don't know if I told you this. I was like chatting with this guy, but I heard there was a wedding next year abroad and he needed a +1, so I stopped talking to him.
And that pretty much sums my friend Caroline up as a person. And we love her for it.
What if I have to go? So I just stopped talking.
Yeah. Okay, but protect your peace 2025.
The wedding is probably not till 2027, but like I just took myself out of the equation real early.
Like she wasn't ready for that, and that's okay.
I wasn't ready. Still not ready.
And in 2027, you might not still be ready.
No. Like I have anxiety. Like another anxiety is like chatting with men. Like I'm really, like I say, if I'm chatting with you, I'm not attracted to you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I feel like you're fine with guys that you're friends with, but immediately if you think they're cute or
if someone knows I think they're cute,
oh my
I'm
God,
like,
forget it. Like,
or get it.
You thought her tremors were bad. Now you should see this girl.
Remember the guy from the track?
Yes. We went to the Saratoga race course for Caroline's birthday, and this cute guy was walking past, and Caroline was wearing this long, beautiful birthday green dress, and this guy's like, oh my gosh, my favorite color is green. When I tell you, Caroline literally shot him the worst glare I have ever seen on her face ever.
Like, and I don't mean to. Like, I just get nervous.
Or give a little smile.
I think I said something. I didn't just look at him. You're making me sound mean.
Okay, you weren't mean.
No, like, I was just like, thanks. It was like that. It was literally like, thanks.
Yeah. It was giving like you were a cashier and someone said, have a nice day. And you were just like, thanks.
So like, I understood. I was like, sugar, he's cute.
Yeah.
So.
And we can't blame her because this is just how she is when a man is
like,
cute.
this isn't like out of.
It's honestly a compliment if Caroline doesn't have social skills around you. Cause it probably
like, if I'm
cute.
ignoring you, just know I like you.
Yeah. So Morgan and I went over to the man and against Carol's wishes.
No, I said you
okay, she gave us permission.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say you were like overly like
Over
wanting us to do this.
No.
Yeah.
So
So we
like,
went,
he's cute.
yeah. So we went back and we told this man that Caroline was freshly out of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She was not. Yeah. So we bold-faced lied to him.
Yeah. Just
But-
for the bet.
For the plot. And we ended up asking for his number and we were like, my friend thinks you're cute. He was like, I'll just come over and ask for her number myself.
Which was like very
Yeah,
gentleman, like good.
Yeah, like, and because he was like
boss in your court.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to be pushy. Like, I'll come ask for her number. So we're like, okay, slay. So we bring him over. Caroline probably could have killed us. We're strutting back across the track with this
I
man.
remember my face just goes.
And
woof.
yeah, so him and his friends came over. And
He was nice.
He was really nice.
Yeah. Like, I literally.
he
threw up
wasn't
an
the
arm.
one, but I
No.
think it was just
It
fun.
was fun.
It was
Yeah.
fun for
Yeah.
the day. But when Caroline was putting her number in his phone, her
I
tremors
forgot about that.
were so bad, like seizing. Her hands were trembling. And
That's
he's,
what it sucks about tremors because you can't hide them.
yeah, so he's staring at her hands. And this is after we just asked for his number for her. So he probably thinks she's like not into this at all. Caroline turns with 100% confidence, looks this man in the eye and says, I have tremors, so you're not making me nervous. Like she needed it to be clear.
I need to set the tone because
Yeah.
like that's what when I hang out with guys, I always say that before because I don't want them to think like, oh my gosh, you're scaring me. Like no,
Yeah.
like you're not scaring me.
Like
I'm
don't
just-
boost your ego like that.
Don't ever.
Keep yourself humble. You're not making me nervous. I just have benign essential tremors. Period.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like every time is something new, but that's like the anxiety in me. But do we ever let it win? No.
No.
I hung out with a guy this summer.
Yeah, I feel like you constantly are
Like
like
to something.
up to something.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
She always has something brewing in her love life.
Okay,
And that's like
that makes me feel real good. Because like I don't know that. I didn't know that. I needed someone to tell me that.
I feel like the number one way to conquer anxiety is to keep throwing yourself into situations
Yeah.
that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's really scary and terrifying until you just start doing things that
Over
scare
and over
you.
and over.
And you realize that your brain was making it to be a lot bigger of an adrenaline rush
Yeah.
than needs to be.
Yeah.
That's how I've conquered every anxious thing that I've overcome has been because I've just forced myself to do
Right.
it.
And I feel like everything, no matter what we've gone through, we were talking about this on the train. No matter what it is we've gone through and that we get through and we're like, oh, I did it. We're never like, oh, I wish I never did that.
Yeah.
We're always like, you learn a lesson out of it. Like you learn like, okay. Like you learn like, okay. You learn a lesson out of it or you learn like, I can do it. And you have it in your toolbox.
Right.
And you look back and you're like, I did it once. I can do it again.
And also just have grace with yourself. If you aren't
Definitely.
successful, at least you tried because so many people can't even bring themselves to try.
Yeah.
So just be grateful,
Yeah.
even if it's a failure.
And the right people understand it. The right
Period.
people give you grace and no cheese platters.
Yes, no cheese
cheese
platters, only grace, and
Yeah.
keep doing things that are hard because you can do hard things.
Yep.
And also know your limits and know when it's okay to call it quits.
Yeah, and say no.
Yeah.
Because you're not like a failure if you say, I said no to things. I went home on vacations, and it worked out better.
Right. There's going to be times where your anxiety doesn't win, but you need to know your limits, whether it's like physically you feel so unwell or mentally you feel so unwell. Like, back to just having grace with yourself. It's not a big deal to get air or take a walk or leave a vacation. Like, no one is as hard on you as you are.
Yeah.
So working on forgiving yourself and having mercy on yourself
is big.
Yeah. And it makes all of your future attempts at conquering anxiety so much easier, because you know, like, oh, if I'm not going to be mad at me, it doesn't matter if anyone else is.
Yeah, definitely.
Period.
Love it. My biggest supporter, my best friend. Thanks for coming on the pod.
Thanks for
We're
having
hilarious.
me. I need to come back again.
You do, but like, we're hilarious.
We are hilarious, and I love yapping.
Like, I know the characters are gonna like come out in this video and be like, "That's about me." They're gonna be like, me.
Morgan's gonna be like, "We asked for his number."
All right. With that, thank you so much for listening, and make sure you're following out On the Bright Side Pod with 2Ds on Instagram. Make sure to give this a 5-star review, because the more you do, we get more opportunities like this to be in studio.
We are 5-star girls.
5-star girls. All right. Love you guys. Bye.